So today is the official Groundhog Day patch. I don't know why it's called Groundhog Day. To all of my fellow non-Americans who have no idea what that means, it means a situation in which events have happened before again and again and again and again in the same way. I guess it's kind of like, you know, when you go for the same guy with the exact same red flags every single time, and every single time you just ignore the red flags, but you still go for it, even though you know it's going to end terribly because he has the same red flags as the last one. Is that what Groundhog Day means? Anyway, today's patch update is just a list of very random bug fixes. There's not that many things, only like 5 random things for some reason. I don't know why there's just 5, ignoring the fact that there are hundreds more. Although the new patch update isn't really the most interesting thing about today's update, because we also got one more update from the Sims team directly, and that update relates to a brand new level of transparency. So one thing a lot of people in the Sims community, as well as many other Sims content creators, have complained about is the lack of transparency. Something I've complained about, and EA are actually showing us a little bit more transparency now. They set up this new Twitter called the Sims Direct Communications, and they're dedicating this specific Twitter to talking about server status of the Sims 4, game patches, and more kind of things like that. I am curious exactly how they're going to be utilizing this. Like, do they now have a dedicated member of staff, or do current staff members there just hip hop in out of it if they remember to do so? We don't have really any information about that. Although one thing that they have made very clear is that we need to report problems on Answer HQ, which I know is a big problem and I know it's really annoying. But one thing I've noticed a lot recently is that many Simmers are complaining about bugs and issues with the game, but they're not reporting them via Answers HQ. Because recently I've noticed a lot of people on Twitter saying they've looked on Answers HQ, said something, a problem, and they actually got a response. I think, guys, we need to be reporting things on Answers HQ, please. I know it's a ball ache, I know, trust me, I personally can't be bothered to do these things, but I do think it is really helpful, because I'm pretty sure that EA look at every single individual thing that you post on here. I mean, it makes sense because we all just expect them to know what our problems are when we complain about them on Twitter and when we complain about them on YouTube, but how do they know that we're complaining about them on Twitter? If you're in your office job, your employee instructs you to look at Answers HQ, they don't instruct you to look at Twitter. So I will pop a link in the bio to Answers HQ, and if you do have any problems with The Sims 4, I definitely recommend reporting them here. But in general, it seems like the Sims team are actually trying to make much more of an effort to be transparent now, which is great. Although I'm not sure how long this will last, because in the past they've done things like laundry lists and they've done other kind of updates, and they did it for a while and then they always just kind of like die down. It always happens with whatever they do, Maxis Lives or whatever they used to do. They always just like put their all into something and then they just let it go and ignore it. This is definitely a Maxis thing that they do, and I know that they do it. So is this something that's gonna last? To be honest, probably not, but at least it's a temporary solution to a long-term problem. Temporary solution is better than no solution. In other news, did you know that Paralives now has a live mode? I have covered it, so make sure you check it out here, and I'll see you in the next one.